To frag it.
Can you try to keep Taro out, please? Yeah, thank you.
What's wrong with her? Are they getting into things?
Oh, no, I just have pizza and I don't want to try to focus on the game, eat my pizza, and try to keep my cat away.
Oh my God, what kind of pizza?
It's a little local chain called Tono, and it's like wood fire pizza.
Tono,
Oh,
like I
that
get it.
sounds
It's like
so
one letter
good.
apart. I get why the cat wants one.
Yes, exactly. It's just one letter off from his name. But like the story of it is actually really cute. It's like a
Oh,
guy from Philly and a girl from Italy or one or the other. One's from Philly, one's from Italy, and they wanted to open up a restaurant together, but they couldn't decide like what to make, cheesesteaks or pizza, so they just did a restaurant of both.
oh, that's
Hey,
lovely.
And
that's how you
on
do it.
Tuesdays, it's buy one get one free pizza and drink. So it's kind of
Nice.
granted my
Ooh.
little tradition to get Tono on Tuesdays.
That's
Mhm.
cool.
So yes, pizza reveal if it'll show, maybe not,
It briefly
Oh, a little bit,
wait,
a little
Briefly,
bit.
yeah, a little bit.
maybe,
Oh,
but
oh,
it's
Yeah.
kind of.
very good.
Oh,
oh
Kind of.
Nice.
is that fresh
Mhm.
mozz?
It
Oh
absolutely is.
yeah, that's the good stuff.
Yeah, I like margarita pizzas. Those are my favorite.
So I'm watching this old
Nice.
show, and
Uh-oh.
so somebody's runs a restaurant, and another person has temporarily become a partner with them in the restaurant. Their food is going to be the new person's food is going to be represented with the ingredients at the pizza place. They're
Was it
making a pizza.
Ratatouille?
This shouldn't be an issue. No. And person B discovers that person like they come around the corner and they're like, "Are you making? Is that mozzarella?" And they went, "Yeah." And they go, "But that's industrial mozzarella." And they went, "Right. Sorry, Parmesan. That's industrial, like shake Parmesan." And they were like, "Right." Go, that's no. The recipe specifically calls for the real thing grated by hand at the time. And the person with the pizza place is like, "Sure, yeah, but no one's going to tell the difference. You are incorrect, madam."
They sure will.
like I get that it's a pizza place and you're going to use a shitload of that, and I understand, and that's fine. But this is a special one-off thing you're doing. How dare you?
This is
Like-
there's a difference between I'm gonna order Papa John's so that I have pizza for the weekend to eat
Sure.
food, and I'm going out to pizza. Those are
Right,
two
they are
different
not the
pizzas.
Mhm.
same. What the hell
Those
is
are
wrong?
two
with you?
different
Yeah.
expectations, experiences.
What scares me is
Goals.
I'm deeply concerned about what Jay's definition of an old show is.
It's from 20 years ago. Old enough.
Oh God, it's not
20
Desperate
years ago.
Housewives, is
I'm
it?
old
It
enough
is.
to be
alive
for it. Woohoo! Right? Yeah, that's old now. You don't
Yeah,
Yes.
understand.
because
This makes
we're
me
more
feel
than 20
bad.
years into this
My
century,
Mhm.
buddy,
and we are from before the
you
century.
are a relic. We love you anyway. It's okay.
Takes one to know one.
Facts. You are a fossil that we have dug up and have chosen to love in the museum of our lives. Don't feel bad about it.
Ah!
Revel in your ancientness. It's okay.
I don't know if this helps or not, but I used to tell my band instructor that he wasn't going to be old until he was 40 with gray hair. So
Nice. Mike, remember Dirt? Remember back? Like, yeah, oh, it's
Shut up.
okay.
Hey, if it's I'm retaliating against you in secret. You don't know.
Just because you and I are old enough to have been there when the wheel was still a square doesn't mean you have to feel bad about it. Like, it's
Mhm.
okay.
They saw it go through the test of it becoming a triangle.
Right, yeah, it was a rough time.
it's where the pyramids came from, though. 'Cause they're like, wow, these things are stable as shit.
Right. They don't roll so good, but then they will. We can use them over here instead.
The first time someone tried to
Mhm.
put a triangle in the square hole.
Nice.
The pyramids.
Oh no,
Oh.
no, not
Where
that,
does
not
this
those
one go?
videos.
Into the square hole.
Aw.
That-
And and the circle, the cylinder. Yes, where does it go?
you're
Correct.
killing that
Into the
lady.
square hole. And where does the pyramid go? Oh, you're
Oh.
correct. Into the square hole. And where
I love that video so much.
Which one? There's been like 5.
there's so
All
many of them, and they're
the-
There's
so
a whole
good.
series.
Now you have to
Uh,
remember that Mike is so old, he's pre-internet.
I'm pre-Google. I'm pre-Google and pre-YouTube.
Wait,
Nice.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure, didn't Google come out the same year I was born? Wasn't that 97?
Okay, firstly, don't give away data like that on the internet. This is a second. Like, I don't know.
Secondly, that still makes me older than Google. So
Right. So we are live. We should probably at some point read
Yeah.
the line. And by we, I don't mean me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Mackenzie, since you watched the last episode, did you also make notes or did you just enjoy it? Okay.
No, I was enjoying it. I was kind of going around cleaning my house while listening and just bursting out laughing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It was a great
Yeah.
session that I missed. I'm real mad about it.
It was
Mhm.
highly
Don't worry.
entertaining and
You got the cliffhanger though, right?
Yeah, all of a sudden it was just like a missiles getting
Yep.
blasted at us, and
Yep.
then it
Yeah,
just
I
Yep.
just want to make sure because
Uh-huh.
that's where we're gonna be picking up.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Mike's social
Mhm.
security number is 1. Sorry.
Did I
just had
miss
one more in
something?
there.
I do not remember a missile.
the missiles were like the last 2 sentences.
Yeah.
yeah, and then the video like cut off.
Uh-huh.
Are you also working with me to keep the number of axes that have been exploded? Because
No comment.
we're at 2.
No.
If we ever get our own stats page, we need its
Mhm.
own stat of how many axes 4 has
Yep.
obtained and how many have been exploded. And then
Mhm.
separately, how many explosives 4 has had, excluding the axes.
Mm-hmm.
I have not used any of them personally.
I didn't say you
It's
used
so
them.
much better.
I'm
for
talking
me.
about possession and that they were used.
Uh-huh.
Right? If I had a nickel for every time Stormy had an exploding axe, I'd have like 20
5.
cents. Right, which isn't a lot of money, but it's weird that it's happened that many times.
Yeah.
Like-
Just you wait until he figures out how to make more.
Right. And then he's going to build a gun that shoots exploding axes, and now we're just in Borderlands, and that's
Now
fine.
he is.
Like,
I don't know that he was before, but now
Okay, so for story-based reasons, I have to tell you that would not be the worst thing he could achieve with those.
Oh my god, I have such a good idea. Hey, Jay.
Oh,
no,
I have a
you
message
have an
for you.
idea. You have
No.
an idea. You do
No.
not have a good idea. You have an idea.
No, it is a terrible idea.
No, Jay, I need to like we'll get to this in a second later, but I have already shared information with the rest of the group about an idea that is of a magnitude with which I am afraid to share with you.
it will be effective, but not
What are you
controlled.
afraid of?
Yes.
Our own
We've
We'll get to
established
it.
that I live in PG-13 body horror land, apparently.
We will get to this in due time.
Oh, I do love due time. Lots of really cool
Uh-huh.
things happen in due time. It's
Anyway.
fun.
But not
First-
when things are due. When things are due, that's just annoying.
Right, that's yeah.
Well, first,
Anyway.
Mike has to say the thing.
Mike does have to say
Well-
the thing.
Well, you'll
Mhm.
forgive me if my elderly brain lost track of time.
You are old as fuck, but it's okay.
Previously on Shadow Scar.
Careful, your teeth are about to fall out.
Yeah, right. You get your
You know, my long liver shivers.
I will say,
Say hi, sciatica.
I will say Hoshi's probably
Oh.
going to be the best one to recap this session, just because this was very Hoshi focused story.
Hey, listen.
Oh, Heather is mad at me.
Lava is hot.
Lava is hot. That's true.
Mhm.
Water is wet. Lava is hot.
And I'm mad at him.
Yes.
It wasn't for this game, but last week I did for a different game. Hop into a Discord channel he was in, cuss him out, and leave.
It was a good time. She showed up. She was like, "Fuck you," and then she left.
Oh,
And
I fully did that after our work show game last week.
Yeah.
100%. He immediately hopped over into Bugs, and I was like, "Hey, yo, fuck you! Why would you? I was trying to avoid you. Okay, bye."
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's
I'm
what I
going
did
out
for
of my way
myself.
to avoid those characters, so
I
naturally they show up where I'm going.
I somehow have
Uh-huh.
created two separate characters that are diplomats' children with not great relationship with their parents. Still very different vibes.
It's like
Mhm.
there's a pattern. It's like
It is.
it's like your inner self has something it's trying to say. Oh,
Well, one being that one of my favorite shows is Babylon 5, which I am currently rewatching, and that is very diplomatic heavy. Or
I meant the parent thing, but
Oh, the parent. Yeah, but in this one, my parents are together. So clearly
What's that
that's
like?
not it.
you bet.
Hell if I know.
Right.
So,
Yes.
let's
And I
see.
never play binary characters because that says anything about me as a person. I don't know what you mean.
Anyway.
So,
Anyway.
Anyways, on Shadow Scar.
Anyway,
Mackenzie,
it's
were
on
you wanting
Shadow Scar.
to do the recap since you had just
yeah,
listened?
I was gonna say you just watched it, so you're still gonna know it. I'm like,
But
I don't
Molly
even know
is
where it
eating.
began, and I'm not gonna fill in what Hoshi was up to until it comes up in game.
Excuse me.
So
Okay.
Hoshi was absent and then showed back up, and then things will come out later. It's fine.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
basically a good chunk of it was trying to figure out what to do with this dude we like stole. So we kind of yoinked him through the
Stole.
yoinked him through the portal,
Kidnapped,
and then
commandeered, whatever.
Obtained.
obtained. There you go, obtained.
Detained. Obtained and detained.
A bit of both.
Same thing. And we were kind of questioning him. He's like, "Yo, I really didn't want to do this mission, but here I am doing this mission because boss said so."
Well,
And
maybe.
instead of us like killing him, we just erased his mind. So then that way he could
Mhm.
kind of like play dumb. And then we also gave him the mission to like go back and tell Big Boss that mission failed. All the people who are supposed to be dead are alive. All the buildings that are supposed to be leveled are still standing. And that just is kind
For
of
now.
we can
Exactly.
fix that.
Well,
Wait.
and then Hoshi's
Mine too.
parents were kind of coming through with like this big political parade. And Hoshi met her parents outside, but she disappeared for a little bit to try to
Yep.
she just stepped away for something.
Mhm.
But she
Mhm.
went for like her like chocolate cinnamon banana bread, which sounds bomb, and I'm gonna have to try to make that now. She brought her parents upstairs to kind of introduce them to the group. My guess is that Molly didn't step away from the balcony because she was just super excited about all the plants, and they were people plants, right? So she was just kind of outside.
Mhm.
And Rena was talking to Hoshi's parents. I don't remember what about, but they kind of got into it a little bit about
the meeting with her dad, I think.
the meeting, and then also
Oh, they're definitely
Refuge.
selling us out in Refuge.
And that there's another yokai in the building was what
yes.
Oh yeah, the building next door. We had a
they thought that everyone in this building was contaminated by a thing, and they had the poster that we saw saying, "Please let us know if you see any yokai." To them showed condemned building. And then her mom was like, "Are you saying we got played?" And Hoshi was like, "Yes, and isn't that flattering? Because it's such a hard thing to do."
Yeah, but so they were looking for like a yokai. I think the team like thought it was Molly, but it wasn't actually Molly
Yeah.
that they
Mhm.
were looking for. And so now that we're all like, okay, well, Molly isn't in danger. Let's focus on like the deal that was made. And apparently Hoshi's parents agreed to like level this building to look for said yokai or something like that.
They thought
Even-
that the building was contaminated by some kind of bad, you're gonna have to explain what type dust, whatever.
Got it. I
But that
did
everyone
miss
Yeah.
that part.
was sick. And so they thought we are leveling to contain contagion
Mhm.
when actually it is leveling to get rid of. And they didn't know that I would be there, so they were like, "Oh,
Mhm.
oops," which I'm assuming, but not fully convinced is the only reason why they were looking guilty when they saw her.
Also,
Yeah.
in case any of you ever aren't aware of how demolition works, blowing up a building does not keep the dust.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely
Wait,
not.
Yeah,
which
it's
is I'm
absolutely
pretty sure
worse.
we brought that part up during the session. Like, if you want
Yeah.
to effectively spread a dust cloud over the entire city, demolishing a building is
This
a
is
great
how
way
you
to
do
do
it.
that.
Yeah.
So, like,
Right.
This size of a building, yes, this is how you do that.
Like, I cannot stress enough what a terrible plan this is for containment.
Yeah.
Like,
And Rena received she was
Couple
served
letters.
with legal documentation
Yep.
by
that
her
she
own
was-
dad. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
because I claimed Molly.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's my asset. You stole from me. Well, it's not going to work.
So I did respond to him because we sent the guy,
Well,
we gave him amnesia, and we haven't sent him yet, right?
I don't believe so, no, but you
we were
are about to
talking
run
about
out of
that.
time to do that. Hey, Kai, would you roll a d4 and cut it in half?
Yeah,
Oh God.
we got missiles coming at us.
Yep.
Can you dig it?
You know it
I-
knows where it is. Because it knows
Sorry?
where it isn't. The missile knows where it is.
Yep, the
It
missile
knows
does
where it
know where it
isn't.
is.
The
That-
missile is EP.
Oh, I love that
Nobody
one.
gets that reference?
I do.
Okay.
You have
I
come to
missed
me
what
on
you
this
Okay.
day
said.
when
I
I'm
was
sleeping.
responding. What did you say?
I said the missile is EP.
Oh, the missile is EP.
I was like, did nobody get that reference? Okay.
So
I'm pretty.
Funny
I'm
story.
pretty sure I have
Funny
used
story.
that for one of
I
my
Oh,
rolled a
no.
2.
talks.
Okay.
Oh God.
Oh.
So
So,
cutting that in
uh,
half would be a 1.
Correct.
So,
you
so
have-
this is supposed to be funny, is it? Where's the humor? Yeah,
Did I
that's
say
fine.
funny story? I meant concern?
Funny
Story?
haha or funny? Oh my god!
Like funny on nuts.
That-
Right.
that
Kai, what do you want
is
to
So-
do?
the second one.
Is
Yep.
it the
Mhm.
nervous laughter
I'm
when you're
guessing
about
that's
to
a
die type of funny?
1 round until the missile impacts the building.
Correct. What do you want to do?
Oh,
Good news. That's fine.
that was so fast.
That was so fast. It is a missile. They're not traditionally known
True.
for
It's not a
putting
huge
along.
city.
Well, personally, I view that as being kind of okay.
Sure. When my
we
home
can-
gets destroyed, you view it as okay. I'm kidding.
No, not the building. The missile being fired at us being the thing. Because we have a plan for this.
Mhm.
How big is the missile exactly?
Don't say the
Um,
size of the building.
Yeah, I don't know, 12 feet, give or take.
Kai, I
Long?
think I know exactly where you're going with this. I'm
Long,
very
3
excited.
or 4 feet across. Crackles with purple and green energy. It's 1 part Eldritch Fireball, 1 part missile. It's a good
How
time.
round is it?
Round is a strong word. It's more like it's cucumber shaped.
Okay, well, diameter. What's the diameter?
Oh, a couple feet this way, a couple more feet this way.
But
Let's go with 4 this way and 12 this way.
so it's about roughly the size of one of our portals, you might say.
You might.
Mhm.
Slap a return to sender on it.
Yeah, I was about to slap a little return to sender label on the missile.
You have a label maker in those pockets?
I have an
I can
important
make
question
one.
and clarification.
I
In
just-
the next
I
6
just-
seconds?
I
I feel like
Did
Takes
we
2
see
actions.
where
Kai
the
would
missile
have it.
originated, or did we just see that it was coming?
So the you didn't see the missile launch, but the energy trail it's leaving behind, there's an energy band that
Mhm.
traces about from where it came from. So you have a general assumption. You can't like see the silo it came out of from this far away
Mhm.
with all the other buildings in the way. It's a silo. It's a flat plate on the ground. Literally anything at all
Mhm.
would get in the way. But you could trace the location without too much difficulty as long as that band is still in the air. It's like following a rainbow to the end, except you actually could.
Okay.
I hate rainbow.
For
Me
the
too.
sake of not endangering innocent civilians if we
Me too.
miss, why don't we just redirect this up into the air? Like way into space.
Well,
Humor me. How are you going to do that?
let's not accidentally hit refuge, just to be clear.
mm,
Okay, we need to clarify some geography here real quick.
I
Refuge
don't-
is an orbit over the moon, not
Correct.
over Earth.
Okay, just making sure.
That would be a hell of a miss.
What a
Yeah.
hell of a shot.
Yeah.
mhm.
So,
Oh.
how are you going to do this portal business?
So
Thank you.
when you
That's what I
use the
thought.
Mikio, you basically you
You need a
have
flat
to
surface.
you need a flat surface that you are in contact with. That's
Uh-huh.
where portal A goes.
Yeah.
Portal B
Mhm.
is on anything within 50 feet.
So in theory, if we
We would have to pinpoint where the missile is going to impact almost
yeah.
exactly.
Mhm. Yeah.
Which is why I'm going to suggest that Hoshi and I both try to do this.
so that we have more of a chance.
So
So-
more of
Yeah.
a chance, more
Yeah.
surface area to cover.
And then I
Would
say
everybody-
we attach the other half to like the top of the building so that it goes up.
Because
Yes.
I like you all as people. Would everybody make an engineering roll?
Oh
Ooh.
boy.
Sure.
I might be good at one thing.
Hey, just one thing.
I'm
Well,
gonna.
just because you have the number of dice
and then-
doesn't mean they're gonna like you today. I hope they
Yeah.
do.
How?
but-
Okay, from the balcony, real quick before we make this, from the balcony,
uh-huh.
the roof is how far up?
You are Hoshi.
On
This is your building. How are they on the top floor? Are there two more?
We are on the top floor. We are the penthouse, but the
Okay.
top
Okay.
floor has like it's like a floor and a half worth because it has
Okay.
the steps up to the guest
Sure.
houses or the guest rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So not a full 2 stories, but like I don't know, floor and a half.
Sure.
Okay.
So I somehow rolled a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Nate.
Hey.
which is a straight, which in Yahtzee would be nice, but not.
Mhm.
Or dice
Here.
thrown. It's
Yeah.
like Yahtzee if it had combat.
Fours are successes, correct?
Yep. 4 successes. You
That is
bet.
6
Wow.
successes.
Whoa!
I got a
Wow.
3, a 4, and a
2
5.
4s and 2 6s.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So anybody who got an engineering success of at least 3 recognizes that energy field on the outside of the missile will cause what I'm going to generously describe as a soul-rending explosion if it comes into contact with any sort of Mikio energy. Which is to say,
God
while I was
damn it.
some part of me was willing to just let that happen, but you would just all be dead, and that's no fun. So
Shit.
They did send hunters who knew about Mikio and all this shit, so
Well, yeah, because they're coming
it
after
makes
us now.
sense, yeah, that they would have anti-Mikio shit to work
the
with.
good news is the energy on the outside of it will only cause harm, additional harm in the presence of a Mikio to other let's go with targets that aren't like you. It's just for show.
Hold on. So if it hits, but we don't do anything with Mikio, it just hits and it's fine?
It'll be an explosion. I just mean that you shouldn't be alarmed about the energy ball doing more damage than what you might expect a missile that large to do.
Okay.
Except the electricity doesn't equal out to extra payload unless a Mikio is involved, in which case it is substantially more. From a design standpoint, this is everybody can see it and it looks threatening. So it works as extra fear and eliminates let's go with magical shenanigans. Well, not really. It interrupts magical shenanigans that directly interact with the missile, which is to say you can still Mikio to get away or something. I just wouldn't touch
It's coming to us.
the
But
building.
if we
We
hit
need-
it with Mikio energy where it is, it'll explode where it is and the explosion will be worse, or it'll just explode there.
It'll explode there but given that it's 6, you have a round, which means it's already close enough that if you hit it now, the blast radius. I'm
Will
saying
kill
that
all of us.
you should leave. You should
Mhm.
you should
use
not
the
be
portal
here
to leave.
instead of redirecting it.
Yeah.
We should
Um,
leave, use the portal
Unless
to leave.
you have the ability to create an
Did
incredible shield that I'm undoing.
have
No.
we
Mike's face says
evacuated
maybe
the
though.
buildings?
Look at that face.
The building was evacuated, and I don't know that anyone was coming
Okay.
back in yet.
I'm thinking maybe we just jump off the building and use the wind thingy.
There's that. A clarification that hasn't come up before, I don't think, that is worth bringing up now, both for this and future reference. If you the portal itself is a Mikio, so if the missile touches the portal, problem. If you were to use a Mikio to shapeshift something else, like an airbender, I would argue that that is not the same thing. That in the example of an airbender, the air was already there, and you just moved it with the Mikio.
I don't know that we can, unless it was like we did the portal and then air came out. Like
Oh, right. In this moment, I'm not sure that helps. I just
Yeah.
for future reference, I think Mikios can be sort of subdivided in how exactly they function. Like
Mhm.
Pyro is a mutant who he can control fire, but the fire itself is
Can't
normal. He
create it.
can't create it. So it's not he has to carry a flamethrower with it.
I
Mhm.
think-
it's not
I
magical
think-
fire.
I
Exactly.
think
Right.
jumping out and doing air our safest bet.
Mm.
And I think Hoshi will grab both of her parents and say, "You gotta trust me," and move
Oh,
towards the
God.
balcony to move with Rena. So that we all
Is
go
the
at same
guy also gone at this point? Like,
No,
did
he's
he
still with
leave
us.
already? He's still with us. Tanamichi grabs him and then also jumps
I will.
off. When we're all jumping
I'll
off.
try and grab whatever remains of 4.
No, I'm not. No, remember I
He
took
did
the-
drink the
Oh, right, he's sober now.
anti-drunk.
Okay.
Yeah,
He did
stuff
have, he
already.
did have the icky
Mhm.
icky foot.
Unfortunately, he's very sober and is disgusted
Upset
by
about
what you
it?
guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make it up to you later. We should leave. We should run away. Off the
Mhm,
balcony
mhm.
and not die.
Yep.
Bonsai.
Run, jump.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we're just gonna jump
Uh,
like crazy. Is that the plan?
Yes, I will
Yeah,
activate
yeah.
my aura wind, so that way everybody will need to be near me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I also, so I have wind sleep, so that I can use it to negate falling damage. So basically, like air cushion
What?
myself.
It's so cool.
Oh, that's such a
Yeah.
nice butt.
Yeah, baby.
He's like, I like this, I think.
And if
Oh.
4 is able to
Oh.
donate some
Mhm.
cubes on the way down, so we have like a softer
Bouncing
landing.
platforms.
Are the cubes soft? I don't know that the
Nope.
cubes
I
are
don't.
soft.
No. I the idea of like basically just like once we get to a safe distance down, we just ride it like an elevator.
They don't do that.
So
They-
let me get
It'll
this straight.
move,
You're all
I don't
gonna
think.
just jump, hit the ground,
Yes.
and you
Yes,
know
hello.
live with the blast.
Oh, you should still do the cubes at the bottom of the ground, so that way we can duck behind them.
Yeah,
It's a great idea.
I'm down for that. That was gonna be the plan.
Okay.
Okay.
Like as like a shield kind of cover
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah, you bet.
Because
Uh,
the explosion or the
Mhm.
missile doesn't like Mikio. The explosion doesn't care.
The explosion doesn't
Yeah.
care, right?
You're such
So-
a happy baby.
Right. Explosions are traditionally
Mhm.
uncaring monsters. You bet. You jump, you use some wind, you cube up the air, you have floating cube gags above you. The building, well, I mean, it's not anymore, is it? Now it's just a giant ball of dust and dirt. And I imagine a certain degree of building stuffing, and it just
Building stuffing.
building stuffing.
Mm.
Can we just say that before we all jumped out, Molly grabbed the nearest potted plant before she jumped?
Aw.
Yes.
And we do already have the
Is it a poinsettia? It has to be a poinsettia.
No, this cannot migrate. We can.
Why
this
not? It's a plant. Like
Okay. You remember that whole thing about how like it would be weird if this happened twice? Okay. If Becky, Heather, and I were all in 2 different games where a character had a pet potted poinsettia, I'm just saying.
named
So-
Prudence.
No.
Oh.
I would say that we already have, because we already grabbed like the soil stuff for Kai.
Yep.
So this is separate. This is just Molly rescuing a plant.
Mhm.
Amazing.
I mean, you got to, right? It's an innocent victim.
What
They all
about all
are.
the liquor bottles?
They're
You mean
empty for.
Right,
There's
they're
a
empty,
few
buddy.
that
Finish
aren't.
them off. At least they got
Yeah.
to be.
Look, Becky
Before they-
has a
They
Oh,
got to be
no.
enjoyed before they exploded.
Why do you
Oh
have
my
that?
gosh.
because
Becky?
because
Why?
because they have lots of Lego plants, to be fair. But that is amazing that you can just pull that out.
Yeah,
is
that
great.
you had
Oh
that
my God, I love
readily
it.
available.
Nice.
I totally. My nephew built it for me. This had been sitting in a box, and we got it to decorate for the holidays.
Those are my
And
kind
he
of
built
plants.
it for me.
Like,
That's
You
why
don't need
Gabriel
to
gets
water
me because
them.
they don't die.
nice.
Hmm.
That's good stuff.
So
That's
I
smart.
have-
Mm.
I have a poinsettia. I also have an orchid and
Oh.
succulents.
It's a
Yes.
sexual word. So you take the plant, you hit the ground, you throw some ball gags in the air. Sorry, cube gags
Cube.
in the air. The building splinters into 1,000 tiny pieces, and with it comes a blood-curdling shriek and some purple mist. But you're fine.
Oh.
What? What? The yokai?
Yep.
It was probably there.
Would everybody
didn't
make a
see
body
it.
roll? Unless you have an outfit or some sort of mask that prevents you from having to breathe the air, in which case you're all set.
I got a breathing mask.
have my atmospheric suit.
There you go.
Um,
What are we rolling?
A
Did you
body endurance roll, excuse me.
Hoshi is, as we land on the ground, definitely going to be like, I don't know how effectively, but attempting to physically shield her parents.
Aw.
Oh, is this
She does
to
love them.
prevent
They're
some
just
sort of like atmospheric thing coming towards us?
Define atmospheric thing, like a
Okay,
poison
my
or like a
well,
pressure?
my aura of wind provides air for anyone in the area. Airborne effects such as harmful fumes and other things like that cannot enter the aura.
You would be fine. You bet.
Okay.
So everybody within my 10, like in my
Oh, yeah, you'd all be
radius
fine.
Would be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Yay!
because
Be
I
fine.
rolled 2 1s.
Oh no.
Dude.
All right. It's a good thing we're gonna say to cover your butt.
Yep.
As
I'm
you
great
watch
at
people
other
on the
things.
street who are not safe from that, breathe that in
Oh.
and melt like fleshy candles.
Hey.
So there was a contamination within the building.
Little pet. Not anymore. Now it's all over the fucking city instead. Because as we've established, that is not how you contain a pill.
Yeah.
Is it? It's not Krezrin, is it?
What?
The wrong game.
I know.
Hoshi, your family and people don't really have great ideas sometimes.
Speaking of, your parents are having a hard time watching some people they know just
Oh, she's too. She is not. She's gonna turn to you and just basically give you a face that's like, now's not the time.
your,
'Cause
your
she did
parents are
also just watch neighbors and people that she grew up and just.
right. Yeah, your parents are professionals, and a large part of their job involves composure and like politeness at all costs. So they're not going to throw up right now, but it is going to take everything they've got not to. They are turning funny colors. They're just doing their best to hold it together. But now you don't have a place to put them. So once they gain enough composure to be able to speak, they have lots of questions, but mostly, what now?
We go to another liquor store.
Shut up. 4.
Now,
Well,
It's grieving time.
what was the plan for when the building exploded anyway?
Because this was going to
well,
be
we
the
weren't
outcome.
supposed to be here for start. Neither were you. Nobody was supposed to be here.
It wasn't exactly evacuated.
Well, sure, but we didn't know that.
So what was your plan once your home was gone? Once our home was gone?
Oh, we were gonna get on a tram and go to Constellation 17, you know. Well, they built us a new place to live.
Constellation 17.
Constellation 17 is like
Like a hotel? Is it a different?
yeah, well, a hotel implies a building.
Okay,
This is
okay.
more like
They were gonna go to a resort for the weekend while they got a
Basically.
new house. Okay, cool, cool,
basically,
cool, cool.
yeah.
And she's like, okay, so, I wouldn't suggest that we go where people will anticipate you going. Just in case there are ramifications physically. I also need to have a conversation with you about my character's sister, whose name
You're killing me.
I totally remember.
Um,
Listen, their names are all very similar with each other, so
I know somewhere we could go that they wouldn't think about.
they'll ask you where that might be as politely as they can. Which is to say they're uncomfortable by the whole situation. They had plans for demolition. They did not plan to be this close to it when it occurred.
so
Also, there is a considerable showing that I imagine Hoshi notices better than everyone else, given these are the parents and they know them intimately. Perhaps you too, though. They're legitimately concerned at the loss of life. That was not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be an empty building that had a contagion in it.
Yep.
What appeared to be what the truth happens to be is they almost died. So did you. A bunch of people did die, and we got the other end of contagion. And there's a certain I have been played, which Hoshi's parents do not tolerate very well. So
Absolutely
they don't just feel like something has gone wrong. They feel wronged personally. You know what I mean?
So,
Like,
Good.
so
right, they should. Right. Yes, I agree. Above table.
They
Look,
deserve it.
So mom is Shizen, dad is Seishin, and sister was Sansheng.
uh-huh.
So that's why I had to look up their names again. I am gonna ask, in the aftermath of all of this, did they say her name at any point?
Your sister's name?
Nope. Hoshi's.
Your actual name?
Yeah.
No.
Was there any like, oh, what was that?
No. They understand the let's
She
go with
hasn't said it.
the
She hasn't-
professionalism of your name of your
Nope.
job.
She has not said her name at all. So I don't know if they would know that she's not going by it.
Your parents are professionals and would not have to they would just not refer to you like that. It's not necessary. I mean, everybody in the room knows who you are, right?
Yep. So she's gonna tell them that whenever we get to where Rena's idea is, as long as it's not off planet, I need to talk to you about what happened to Sanshin.
There'll be a raising of eyebrows and then there's really nothing to talk about, but sure. Well, we value the time with you. Sure.
Hoshi, we don't
He looks
have
skeptical of
everything
that.
we came for yet.
No, we don't.
Not yet, but we might be able to get it.
Yeah.
What was that nightclub?
Dad will raise his hand and go, if I may. I realize that there's a certain social antagonism here, and that you're probably not interested in hearing anything we have to say. Reasonable. But the demolition was not supposed to be by missile and was not supposed to be at this time. So might I suggest we move now to wherever it is we're going to move to, and you can be pissed at us later.
I'll be pissed at you now and
Sure.
Wait, but
Leave
someone
the
attempted
name.
to assassinate them too.
That is
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm suggesting.
yes.
Like,
Oh,
we
yes.
should go.
So we
Yes.
need to go where they are not
Which
expected.
is why she's saying, oh, that was your plan. We're not going there.
Mhm.
We're not going to go to the
Right.
resort that would be expected or even known
Yep.
of you to go
Right.
to.
Demolition
As
was supposed to be done by a demolition team.
Not
in
the army?
Not
Elite.
shooting a missile at the building.
Right. No, there's a demolition team for that. It happens in the city
Rena,
all the time.
where were you thinking?
If I remember, there was this nightclub called Craft Jaw.
Oh.
Mm.
Well, it certainly is
mean,
not going to be where they
they're
would expect
expected.
us.
Why?
Let me guess, your mortal enemies live there.
Or
No.
your cousin?
It's a nightclub.
No, it's a nightclub, and I went partying at it, and I remember the owners vaguely. It's
Yeah, how
someone
much
nobody
did
would
you try and
expect.
swindle him out?
My parents
Who
being
says
at a
I swindled
nightclub
money?
is not gonna be expected. So I think it's the idea we have for now.
So we're off to a nightclub.
think so. As we walk away, Hoshi's gonna pull out the plate that the bread was on and just hand it to her mom and keep walking.
You bet. With any, are you looking to see if there's a reaction? Or are you just
Yes.
handing? Oh, you bet.
Yes. I will go ahead and tell you guys this was the plate that the bread was on, and it is from her family home and was just in a bakery.
Right down the street.
Fresh.
You bet.
Fresh bread on it.
Would you make an
Oh.
insight roll minus a die?
Minus a die.
Minus a die. On the one hand, on the one hand, you're very good at this kind of thing, and you know your parents. On the other hand, I would argue that this is the kind of situation where you'd be more likely to notice something was wrong and have a harder time knowing exactly what it was.
Yeah. So, important question. How many successes am I going to have to get on this?
You'll need at least 3.
Okay, if I minus a die, I only have one die.
So here's hoping you get a die that explodes
It can't.
twice.
These dice don't explode.
Oh, that's right. It's the only
Nope.
Talsorian system I've ever played where that's not the
They
case.
don't explode. I'll
they
take
don't
exploding
explode.
dice. I rolled 2 sixes
Uh-huh.
already. I'll take exploding dice if you'll give it to me.
So you,
but-
if you rolled, you only have one die. Yeah, you can't do it.
Yeah, I have 2 dice minus the 1.
Mhm.
Means the most I could get is if I rolled a 6, I'd get 2.
Yeah, it wouldn't work.
Would anyone else be able to catch something in that moment?
Yeah, but they'd be down 2 dice because they don't know your parents.
Well, yes, but do any of them have more than 2 dice after that in insight? Because that
Yeah, I mean, I'd argue that they have worked with you long enough to know that, you know, to
I think
recognize. Right,
I'm
to
handing
recognize
them a
the
plate
stuff
right now with intentionality. There's something.
Right.
Mhm.
Your team, like, you'd have to have like no family ever to not understand what is currently happening. You're trying to pry a reaction out of them in a very not subtle kind of way.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Like,
we don't got time for subtle. What
Right.
do you mean?
yeah,
Um,
everyone who's not you would be down 2 dice. But that still means that other people might have more dice than you and therefore might be up for the challenge. Yeah, go for
Yeah,
Anyone-
I rolled
What
3 successes.
it. Insight.
Right.
You rolled what?
insight? Okay.
3 successes.
Hey, you did a
Hey,
thing. I'm very proud of
cool.
you.
Right? See,
I
The
have
most I've
2
ever been
dice.
insightful.
So I'm down 2 dice. So
he
it
doesn't
would
just mean
be
his character, he
0.
means ever, like as a person.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Like,
100%.
You, not Stormy.
but that's okay. Stormy's pretty great. I'm a big
Yeah,
fan.
I'm mean to you, not Stormy. Don't make
What?
it seem like I'm being mean to Stormy.
Oh,
Oh no,
It's
no,
fine
I was
either way.
being mean to Stormy.
yeah, he's mean to me all the time. You should see our chat logs. Holy shit.
That's true. I've said truly unconscionable things about his bloodline. It's true.
Meanwhile, I sent him home cookies constantly.
Yeah, and you keep trying to bribe the man and it doesn't work.
I know. I'm upset.
I'm upset.
Uh,
I
Becky,
have everything I've ever wanted. What could you possibly have to offer?
What-
Mhm.
where do you think you
Cookies.
missed something?
Whatever the thing was between your parent, like I had looked away for a second and
So I handed my mom a plate that I had gotten. This was off screen. I had gotten at the
Mhm.
bakery that I was at, where I then walked out with the delicious banana bread. It had been freshly baked on
Mhm.
that plate, waiting for me. And that plate was from our home.
Mhm.
So Hoshi simply hands her mom this plate and wants to see what the reaction is.
You
And
bet.
I am down a die for insight, which means I have one die and can't get 3 successes. If anyone else can make 3 successes, down 2 dice for insight.
Yeah.
Like if you have 4 dice or more in insight, you could be
2.
down 2 and still technically potentially get 3. I
Mhm.
just cannot make that. So she's handing. Oh, and this is where it's like there will be a reaction. Doesn't mean I know what it means.
oh, so we could also roll for insight on it, but be down to
Yeah.
nine?
Yeah.
You'll be down 2 dice.
Exactly.
Oh.
But yes,
Oh,
this
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
yeah.
kind of curious.
Mhm.
Okay.
I got a 3.
Yeah, I have
So 4 notes.
2 dice in
Oh, yeah.
insight. So I
Same.
am 0.
2 4s and a 1. Never mind.
sad.
Aw.
4, are you the only person with the roll?
Oh, this is gonna be a real bad
I think
plan.
so.
Think so.
You bet. For you know what? I don't need to ask a question. I can just tell you. That is deep-seated like shame and regret. When you put your foot right in somebody else's deep dark secret and they lose all composure for just a second. That's what that was.
Yep. A little like flicker of like a twitch of like
Right?
we fucked up.
Like
Mhm.
one part rage, one part resentment. You bet.
Mm-hmm.
Was that just moms or was that both parents?
Oh no, both parents.
Okay.
So your mom turns from your dad turns from resentment to depression much faster. Like I think that in regards to whatever happened, your dad got sad and your mom got mad. Like,
Okay.
And
Okay.
is so
Hmm.
Forrest
but
gonna
I mean, this whole thing happens in like 3
Yeah.
seconds and then it's gone.
As
I mean,
well.
it's definitely not gone, right? They just buried it again.
you guys don't hide your face very well for politicians. He's
Um,
insightful. He's not great at reading the room.
Brina just starts
Well, lumped.
laughing.
Two very specific and
Different
very
thing.
different
Right.
aspects of someone's
He-
personality.
machines are great. Let's just say.
Your mom will turn around and put her hands
a
on Thor's
professional-
neck.
Like NBA player that because they don't get 100% of free throws, they're not good at their sport.
Right,
Mhm.
right. Look at you, you suck, you know that? Like,
Yep.
So your mom will turn around and lunge for Thor's neck.
Oh,
And
oh,
dad,
Brina.
whoa, whoa, stop.
Yep.
Okay.
And-
Oh, she'll be stepping between two, just like,
I
Tanamichi's like, got
I love him. Kai's like, no, he deserves that.
See? Not very good.
Not very good.
Hoshi from in front of you, Thor is gonna say,
Okay.
there's prying and there's taunting. Let's not taunt.
Dad'll be like, all right, let's take a breath and calm down. We don't have time for this. Be mad later. And speaking of, where are we going?
We're going to
Brina.
the nightclub.
Okay.
I above board did not already know of this nightclub. Don't know if Rena literally or Becky literally just created this nightclub or if it's something she's messaged Jay before about.
I can neither confirm nor deny that Becky
For
and
sure,
I
for
have,
sure.
have
I
ever
did
had
not-
any conversations of any
I did not know
kind.
any of this.
I don't
but
even know who she is.
But I
I
am.
learned her name is Becky today.
Listen, when you've played with her for this long, I hope you didn't learn her name was Becky today.
You didn't know my name was Jay for like
Because you never call yourself by your name. Becky does.
That's weird.
People,
Yeah, like
people called you Blue. They did not call you Jay.
I'm in the opposite scenario of that. I didn't know Baloo until you guys explained it.
Yeah.
like the bear.
No, I literally was in games with Jay for like at least a year before somebody actually said his name.
Mm-hmm.
But I just never wanted to ask because he didn't introduce himself beyond, hey, all right, let's get going for the one shot I was in with him. And then after that, I was like, I didn't. Maybe you don't want your name. Anyway, so yeah, we are going to the nightclub that Becky has decided exists and created, and I don't know to what
bet.
degree or level, but it's here and it's in my city.
Oh,
So.
During all of this, she has been slowly hurting everybody towards it with the wind.
Perfect.
Oh, hurting. I thought you said
Mhm.
hurting. Like I'm poking you with a tack until you go the direction I
No,
want you to
I
go.
am shepherding. There we go. I'm shepherding
Right.
everybody. There we go.
Or
She's hurting us cats.
Right.
As a way to kind of diffuse the situation also while we're walking, because she wanted a reaction. She didn't need it to explode at this moment. She will also turn to her dad and just and look, one of the plants was at least rescued, so not all of your hard work has gone away.
Can I
His
roll
eyes light up.
to
He does love plants.
Can I roll to see like how rare this plant is? Because I just grabbed a random one. So like
Sure.
if it's like something really common versus like, oh my god, this could help with a poison medicine, you know, like what range of whatever did I get?
Sure.
Mhm.
Hoshi, what kind of plants does your dad keep? Are they like, does rarity matter? Utility? Or is it just like whatever happens to be pretty and I just pay top dollar for topsoil?
Ones that are going to present a challenge to care for,
Ah,
but not necessarily ones that are like, this plant will die, ha ha ha, because you're in the wrong climate. But definitely like you have to have love, care, and attention to take care of this plant.
you bet.
And it is his own personal flex in a different way from the money and the prestige. It is you walk in, who cares for that? Oh, I do. And anyone who knows anything about those plants, it shows that he's patient, attentive,
Right.
all of those keys, the same way that playing a game of chess with her mom.
or keeping a bonsai tree in your apartment, trimming it.
Mhm.
Yes.
Exactly. He
Right.
probably has one of those.
but like
Um,
1,000 bonsais.
Yeah. So like, and then if you're in a game of chess with her mom, it's going to be the same thing. Like, this is to show you how ruthless, how strategic, how tactical, how far ahead I can think and plan, all of that stuff. Their hobbies are ones they enjoy, but they are ones that then they place in a position to showcase on purpose. Because like they have other hobbies that they like as well.
Oh, so they're
These are
super fake.
What?
Well, no, hold
So
on.
they're super fake.
They're diplomats. They are
Right.
super intentional.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, you're just describing traditional menswear. You wear that for yourself. To
Yeah.
some extent, you wear that to impress other people, but really, you wear it for
If-
yourself.
he
Nobody
wanted
I
to-
know gives a fuck about my
If he
spats more
wanted
than
to,
I
he
do.
could have on the balcony probably turned into its own greenhouse, and all of his plants could be in there and off to the side and not on display. He's placed them on display because it's advantageous for people coming into his home. But it's not an in-your-face thing at the same time. Same way with the chess. Like, she's not inviting everyone. She's not going to talk about it with everyone. But if she's inviting you to a game, it is for more than just a pastime. Because at least for them, while being a diplomat, everything you do has to have a motive and intention. Because if you didn't assign it, someone else will.
It's kind of like if a mafia company like had a front business that was an actually successful restaurant. Like, you actually took pride in like it's secondary to your primary goal, but you are still treating it with a level of respect and care.
And maybe it's not an Italian restaurant either. Maybe it's this other restaurant because we can actually make that food.
Right.
Like, we were gonna have that restaurant if we weren't doing this, but because we are doing this, this is the restaurant that we've decided to run everything through.
Sure.
And it
Yeah,
is
take pride in your stuff, even if you don't necessarily need that stuff, or it could have been different stuff. You should
Yep.
still.
Mhm.
and it's very much like they don't say yes or no to a dinner party because they do or do not want to go. If they don't want to go, they need to understand what the potential tone is going to be. Therefore, how they reject it is more important than that they're rejecting it. Versus if they do go, are they staying the whole time? Are they dressing appropriately? Are they coming late? Are they coming early? All of it has to be intentional, because if they don't have motivation for it, someone else will assign one. So it is very much a narrative is going to be written. We're going to control what it is.
Molly, what'd you get on your roll?
So-
Anyway?
So intentional and manipulative, yes. Fake, no.
Yeah, it's more like contrived.
Yeah,
Did I just roll 1 die, Jay?
What role did you think you would roll for such a thing? I guess is the first
I
question.
mean, my brain automatically jumps to a D20,
but
but I know we're not in a D20 system.
I
Let's
would say
go
this
with
would be knowledge, right?
I was gonna say knowledge, and since I think we've established that this is like a focus of expertise for you. The system doesn't have codified expertise, but I am fond of the idea. So I'm all for, and we have established already that Molly gets an extra die for the thing they do. And I'm all for you all doing that, really. Like, if one of you was like, hey, I have engineering dice, but I think I could argue that I get an extra engineering die for bikes that explode. You know what I mean? Oh, it's just to say, by all means.
So then that means Molly gets 7 die for this.
Oh my goodness!
Ow.
I'll be right back.
Because I have 2 knowledge, 4 mind, plus my extra die. So
Sure, hold on to that. Let's all go to break. We're past the mark anyway, and Heather needs to step away.
perfect.
Okay. Break time.
Hello there.
Hey, hey.
I'm working on watching The Intern because it currently went on Netflix.
Aha.
It's a good movie. I'm quite happy
Cool.
with it. Yeah.
Neat. Which is not to be confused with meat.
I don't think anyone would confuse those two things.
I think you might be incorrect about that.
There might be meat or meat
or
meats.
messy meats.
I took a picture of the AC bucket. The bucket is almost completely full from starting at 6 till now.
You got to get a bigger bucket. You got to get like a hose on the back that you can run to somewhere else, like your neighbor's pool.
There's nowhere else. How would I get it out the house?
A long ass tube. The longest of tubes. Bye bye.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah blah blah.
I do not say the blah 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah.
Blah,
Blah
blah.
blah blah blah.
Blah
And this
blah
will be the
blah.
second
See,
half of our
this
show
is-
this evening. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
Blah, blah,
this
blah,
this
blah.
is the important content that the people of the internet really tuned into this show.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
What, me making weird noises again?
Today on the blah, blah, blah show, I blah, blah,
Right,
blah,
right.
blah, 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 blah.
Next
Blah, blah,
time
blah.
on blah blah blah.
Right.
Next time on blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Which is different
Anybody
than
know
previously
Siblish?
on blah blah blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You know that you are good friends when you can have vague as hell conversations and know the
Mhm.
exact. So,
Yep.
okay, so when I was at the one place with the person,
Exactly.
yeah, and I was there to do the thing. Do you remember
yeah.
what I got? No. They I left with the thing.
Oh yeah, it was the yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? So that's what I'm gonna try to, that type of
Uh-huh.
conversation is just so much fun. I love you, Becky.
Yeah.
I knew that
Yeah.
Amber was.
Yeah, we might have
just-
had that often.
Yeah, it's great.
Mhm.
I knew that Amber was amazing when we were walking into a bookstore. Remember Borders? I remember Borders.
Oh
we
gosh,
walked into-
I just like saw a
Uh-oh.
like TikTok video of remember all of these old stores that no longer exist, and Borders was the first one on that list.
Remember Borders?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I'm trying to remember this book, and I rattled off like 3 things about the book, and she goes, "Oh, this book," and I went, "Yes, how did you do that?" And she goes, "That's a great book." So I went in and bought an extra copy of the book. It's a good time.
I had a book that our student teacher read to us when I was in 3rd grade. Freaking loved it. It was amazing. Did not, for the life of me, remember what it was called. Could not hold on to the title. Wanted to find that book again
Slip the
since
brain.
she left. Like, she finished her time as our student teacher and left, and I couldn't remember the name, and then I couldn't ask her, Fast forward to, I think, 2 years ago. I had asked other people about this book. I mentioned it to my sibling, and I gave them like a 3-sentence summary because I remembered it. And they're like, "Oh, the Weston game. Here you go." And I was like, "Yes! That's exactly what it is." Oh my gosh. And then I got a copy of it for Christmas, and it was great. And it was just as good as I remembered. It's very good. But there are other books that I have that are like that, where it was like, I don't know
Mhm.
what do I? Oh, no.
So what's this about a nightclub?
Is it, Mike, is it your internet or is it your brain slowed down? And we just, because I mean, we've already discussed your age, so like you're
At a
Oh,
certain age, misfires.
Damn.
Yeah, it literally said the internet.
your brain is buffering. Just
Oh, the internet connection. Okay.
Please
oh, yeah.
hold.
Yeah.
There, now
I am
he's
loading.
frozen.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he's froze.
There we go.
we're just really
Oh,
good at
no.
holding still. I would
Next is on
offer
stable.
Kat and these nope. I would offer a cat in these trying times. But apparently the Zoom background doesn't easily show the kitties. And I would have to wake up the baby to show him off.
I would have to go get a
twitched.
tiny one and hold them up, and it's hot,
Twitched.
and they're like, "Man, I don't
Not
want
waking you up if you twitched. There we
Oh no!
Hi, buddies.
No.
Mm.
Oh, it's not gonna do it.
Oh.
Aw, floofball. Mike, you with us?
Oh,
Say something cool.
There's a
Wow, that's
fuzzy.
really
There's a
fuzzy.
fuzzy.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Dog.
That is a
There we
yeah,
go.
there we go.
Aw.
on
That
the
face.
pause.
Look at that face.
Oh
Hey,
my
little bitty.
goodness. He's
Hi,
just
Dee Dee.
chilling.
You blend in with
Yes.
the couch.
Chilling.
If you
Uh,
have never sat on your
Like,
couch,
don't touch me.
you're lying.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
Don't
Mike,
touch me.
it's a very
Dare.
different angle than
Oh, there
normal.
you go. Uh-huh.
Mike, you've
You're
returned
still
to us.
Really
Kind of.
kind of choppy.
I have.
Hey,
There we go.
Hi.
howdy doody.
Is this the
Oh.
back of your couch now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Back of his front couch. Everybody has a front couch.
Hmm.
Yeah, listen. Eclipse just went because he's digging into his own ear again.
See?
And so it's him just
Look, I understand that you're not supposed to use Q-tips for various reasons, but it's so good though.
but he's not
Thank
using a Q-tip, he's using his claws, which
Yeah.
I can't imagine is better.
Right, it's easy.
Probably
First you pop,
worse.
then you don't stop. Right? Like I
Oh,
get it.
Jesus.
Oh.
I have used
Right.
Q-tips in his ears before when his ears were
Mhm.
really gunky. Half-Life.
Hey, buddy.
Half-Life.
I love the face. Like, what the fuck? Put me
Like,
down.
I was comfortable on a couch, and why are you doing this to me?
Look
I
at
am
that. He just
That's
winked
blessing
at
your
me.
single eye
demise,
blink.
woman. You will burn tonight after you
Mhm.
feed me. But you will burn tonight.
Yeah.
Reminder
Marius.
foosball's name. Which foosball is this?
Mine?
Yes,
His Marius.
Marius.
Yes.
Hey, Sophie. Ow.
Did we have a
Because-
Sophie? Well, we
Oh.
had a Sophie for 3 seconds.
She didn't want that.
Because I love
Hi.
coming home every day and saying, Marius, what's wrong today? You look as if you've seen a ghost. And it makes me happy every time.
I love
Have
it.
you seen those eyes? He probably has, in fact, seen a ghost.
Seen a ghost.
Okay,
And
so
then real quick, because my brain is also then forgetting the floofball we saw at the beginning of today's show. Mackenzie is say your floofball's name again that you showed
Taro?
up. Taro. Okay.
Mhm.
We have
I like
Taro
the-
and Marius and Sophie, and then Eclipse was my
Mhm.
complacent guest.
There we go. As long as I stay right here, she'll be in frame. And she stays right there. Nope. Okay.
Gone to the shadows.
Oh well. Mm-hmm.
And she appeared. Oh, and she's gone.
so Jay, did
Ah.
we arrive at the nightclub safely?
Oh, yes. Feel free to
Yep.
describe the nightclub.
Nightclub.
Oh, thanks, Jay. Thanks.
You make it. You describe it.
Mhm.
I didn't make it though.
I don't care.
You know, we are about to.
Okay, I'm about to make Wow, my brain just went on a
Hiatus.
yes, it did. It really did when you asked me to describe it.
It's a
'Cause all of a
nightclub.
sudden I
Presumably,
it's-
there is a club.
Yeah,
And
but my brain forgot the name of it already, even though I wrote it down.
The cracked jaw. I
Thank
wrote it
you.
down.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So this is a type of nightclub that's more of a speakeasy hole in the wall. Like this isn't a popular all the celebrities go to it. This is more of the underbelly of the city
The
nightclub.
soft underbits. You bet.
Yes.
The undercarriage of the vehicle that is the city.
So it's definitely probably the last place they would expect your parents.
I will leave this up to Jay whether before growing up and then becoming diplomats, if either of my parents ever frequented any of such type establishments. If so, Hoshi has no knowledge. Hoshi did not. I think if her sister had been around as she'd gotten older, they might have together. But I will leave it up to you whether or not her parents are gonna have no idea what to do, or if they're gonna regress into their young adult stage. And
I imagine this is more of a, we probably know how to act here, but we no longer have the privilege because of the life we've chosen.
Fair enough. Okay.
But they don't look out of they look out of place because of the way they hold themselves and the way they dress. They don't look out of place because of how they act, right? There's a clear like, oh, I'm not uncomfortable at all. I'm just going to try and pretend like I'm uncomfortable because that's what would be expected of me in this moment. So there's this cracked jaw place. Are we talking, is there a sign out front? Like, is it publicly known that it's a nightclub, or is this a like knock on the right spot and the door slides open and the guy says, "What's the password?" Meet kind of situation.
Knock on it's like the worst known secret type of thing. Like,
I see.
It might be known, but it's still
formalities they have to follow.
Yes. So you still have to.
What's the password? Well, everyone across town knows it, but even though it changed a week ago,
yeah. It's still like, you might still find people from, the politicians to other things there, but again, it would not be for the best reasons.
Sure.
And so you have a dance floor, you have a stereotypical ritzy looking bar, but you're also going to have soundproof hidden rooms as well. And money can get you anything.
Of course.
Or can I pull you aside real quick?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
And we're gonna have the alcohol talk.
No, we're not going to have the alcohol talk. I'm going to give you something to distract you talk so you don't drink anymore.
No, hey, we're good. Hey,
this
Rena,
isn't the hey, don't do this. This is jingle, jingle, jingle. Come over here.
Do you guys got any Golem fights here?
What?
I wouldn't see why they wouldn't. It'd probably only be special occasions. I'd have to go talk to the. And we walk in. It probably would. Would you say it's busy right now?
Sure. I mean, it's a nightclub, but are they a 24-hour kind of place?
I believe so.
Then yeah.
This is 5th Street, not your place. They have actual people fights here.
That's boring.
So Rena, Becky, have you seen Real Steel, the movie?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Damn it.
Gosh.
Okay.
I can look at pictures from it though.
Are you familiar with the idea of battle bots?
20-foot robots beating the crap out of one another for 1,000 screaming fans across the shadow sector and beyond.
If Hugh Jackman was remote piloting a robot boxer.
And not with like a remote control. It like mimics his movements.
So I think that should be the name of the title today, is Hugh Jackman piloting a robot by remote control.
As one does,
You can't even say anything against it. You can't even. How does it feel to be foiled by your own statement there, Mike?
The reason I ask is because that's what Golem fights look like in the under pit beneath the building.
They would probably have those at special occasions.
Piloting a...
In this
also,
dimension?
We did forget to tell Molly what type of plant.
Molly got a great 5 successes according to Discord.
You bet. That's
I like the idea that like if this was an anime, it would just always be clouded or covered behind something, or we just don't get a reveal until we're in the nightclub and then she sets it down and we see
right. I mean, it is an anime. You're all crazy, insane characters.
Yeah.
Also, the system is deliberately like folded out of Naruto, which is an anime.
Yes. But my point being that this is not currently animated. Unless
don't
somebody
want-
has been watching us and drawing and putting us onto a screen that I haven't known about.
Oh my god! Imagine all the.
I would love to know the
That would
Hoshi
be
character
amazing.
design. I'd love to see that. That'd be
Mhm.
incredible.
Mhm.
Molly, what you've got there is Amanita Arcania.
The word. Yep.
It's a
You want me
what?
to spell that? It's a what?
Please.
It's a magic
Yes.
mushroom.
That's kind of what I said. Yeah.
Say that 5 times fast.
Which part?
Mhm.
Which
All of
part?
it.
Which part?
The
Hold
entire
on,
name.
spell it first. I need it for the
Amanita
notes.
Arcania, which you spell Amenita.
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 Okay, what does it do?
Arcania, Arcania.
Google is correcting it to AMAN. Not
Well, sure, but I made up the word, so Google can just get wrecked.
Okay, cool. But when we're trying to look at what it said, it is a fungus.
Yes, because Amanita with an AMA is a real word. I just changed it.
Right.
And
Why
yes,
Amanita?
it
It's
is
a
mushroom.
mushroom.
Right, exactly. What you're looking at
So
here,
it is magic mushrooms.
yes, except
Right.
we specified that it is a point setup, so it's not that. Like,
No, we said what if it was? We didn't say it was.
and then
True.
Becky held up the plant you have. It's
True.
got big red
It's
flowers
red,
and it's made
And
out of
each of those could be
shuriken.
mushroom stalks. You don't know.
And they
And
look
they're
like
made of
shurikens.
shurikens.
Right? Yeah. Look it. It's
I-
ninja
I-
as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like today is just a taste of the fuck around and find out from casual sentences you say there, Mike.
right.
Mhm.
It's so fuck around and find out that the plant shadow stepped right out of the game into Becky's apartment.
Uh-huh.
I will
I don't know what to
also
tell you.
say
That's
for
ninja as
our
it gets.
wonderful viewing platform, that according to Google, these mushrooms sure are ones with psychotropic effects.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%.
So
So the
did
Amanita
Molly
Arcania you've
decide to
got
do
there.
something other than Molly and something a little bit different?
Oh.
Probably.
Mhm.
How
What you've got there-
appropriate that someone named Molly has the
Has the magic mushrooms. Yeah. mhm.
Consumption of that
Yeah.
plant will give you a +8 to your mind stat for 1d4 + 1 rounds.
Sure, buddy. Hi, what's up? What we doing? What's up?
I'm
sir?
sorry, +8 points or +8 dice?
+8 dice.
Yeah.
These are all of this stuff is in dice. Like anytime we add a plus to something, it's dice.
+8 dice. Yeah, you're gonna need more
To
dice. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Mind
To mind, you bet.
in general. So anything that we roll with mind has +8
But only for a couple of
1d4
rounds.
+ 1
for
rounds.
1d4
right.
rounds.
At which point you'll suffer a -8 to mind for double whatever you originally rolled on that die.
So,
Why did we
question.
get this again? Is this a piece of the plant?
This
Yeah,
is a
this is
plant
the
that
plant.
Molly felt the
This is
need to
the
save
magic
because it was
mushroom
an
plant.
innocent bystander.
I
Right.
do have questions. If Molly shares any of this information, this is one of the plants that my dad has in his home. But question.
Sure.
If we go negative in a stat in this game, as opposed to the other games that I play with you that are now, I have to ask this with every single game because they're all. Is this one a yes or a no? Okay, cool. Next time, yes or no. If we go negative on a stat, are we can't succeed on that stat or we're dead?
I mean, -8 would suggest that you just don't have enough dice to do anything. But yeah,
lost
you're
your
not going to
mind.
die.
Okay.
Because this is a mind altering drug, it's not going to like scoop your brain out of your
Okay.
skull. You'll
But
just be
it's because like
fucking
there are
useless.
some where it's like, hey, if this stat hits 0,
right. Yes.
that is you dying. Us hitting -8 isn't death.
I would argue that it would be if it was your body.
Very
but-
divorced from reality for a while.
Right. So if
Okay.
you were going to use this mushroom in a tense situation where you needed your mind, I wouldn't do that unless we were sure that the problem would be resolved almost immediately after that. Because if it's not, you're not going to be of any fucking use after the timer wears off. But that means that if it's the kind of thing that you consumed to be on a trip, not to like solve a problem in the heat of battle, whatever. Because 1d4 rounds, the maximum return on that is
5.
5, right? Which means the maximum negative return on the way back is 10. 10 rounds is a long time in combat, but outside of combat is it's not even a minute.
It's
so
just about a minute.
So
depending on
outside of
how
combat,
much
who fucking
time is
cares?
in a round.
Right.
Hey Becky, how many flowers are on your plant so that I know how many uses I have?
Hey.
2,
Fourth wall as fuck.
5.
5.
Hell yeah!
Hell
A
yeah.
meta mushroom, if you will. A meta mushroom by Mike.
You
Mike?
good there, Mike? You good?
Like, this is your fault. You know that, right?
No.
I feel like Mike
Percy
said
the
like
Beauty Point said a joke in one game, one time, and it
Oh,
just
not
took
one
on a
time,
life-
and you know it.
you are the reason why that joke continued. You drew it out. You drew
Uh-huh.
out that joke. Don't
Like
even
like a coloring book. You just kept going. Like,
to the point where now after his character has died, my character is carrying around said poinsettia. Because
right, the plant literally outlived you.
Posthumous. Didn't we give it an extra long posthumous name too?
oh yeah, no, we came up with a whole thing anyway. But I would like to point out that until that particular sentence, I think the last 5-ish minutes, Mike has said one sentence, and all the rest of the time has been like.
Fair.
Okay, so now that I've derailed us
do-
enough, there's more golem fights happening.
There are, yes, now that we've moved on from the magic mushroom that has Molly
Now
like
we're on to
effects that
golem
Molly now
fights.
has, there are golem fights.
That's the title of this episode: Golem Fights and Magic Mushrooms.
Yeah.
Golem fights and magic mushrooms.
There it is. There it is.
So Rena would probably try to go up to the bartender and
Do
they
you
more
know
than
them?
bartend. I probably would say that I do, and they more than bartend. I would say that they're the one they're the go between like all the things. Like if you have enough money,
Sure.
they're who you order whatever it is from. And we need stuff. We need things for up top for the refuge, right? Still, since we couldn't get it out of the home, and then the home is now destroyed.
Well, I mean, we didn't have much in the home. We just had the chest set in the home. But there's a ton around the city. Hi, Eclipse. Hello.
Good.
So
I am genuinely concerned about this. Kai is currently distracted. Has like 2 things running through their mind at the same time. One is we need to get this stupid mineral shit. We need to get back to the refuge as soon as possible. 2, I need to talk to 4 right the fuck now. Oh no, not about that. It's I have 4 like close up against the wall again, and I'm basically whispering in his ear, I need you to help me run some numbers on something immediately.
By numbers, he means trying to figure out what bet to place in the golem fights.
Yes.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, Daddy's
Calculations.
such a happy baby. Oh my
Physics
God.
calculations.
Fine.
Fine.
I love how you're like, fine, whatever.
I
Like,
was like, you know what? I don't need to be upside up. I'm gonna be upside down for a moment. Hold on.
so you and 4 wander off to have physics conversations like a couple of nerds.
Oh.
She is gonna slip a coin in someone's pocket to get a private room.
Ooh.
Private just for you or private for the team?
Private for the team, but she's gonna pull her parents in there.
You bet. That's not a problem. Besides, there seems to be some like somebody mistakes you for your sister.
That's like her, so.
And on the when they realize they've made a mistake, they just kind of shrug once, but don't actually like go back that much. Probably one of the, from the look on the face, it suggests that like if I retread and apologize, I'll just extend the awkwardness. So I'm gonna shrug and move on.
And she doesn't seem overly offended. Honestly, at this point, hair color and hairstyle is a little different. But if she and her sister at same age were standing next to each other, it would be very easy if you're not paying attention to call them the wrong name.
You bet.
So she's gonna pull her parents into the side room without the rest of the team. And while the rest of y'all are doing things, I'm gonna message Jay some stuff.
I think Tanamichi like doesn't really know what to do here.
I was
So-
just about to ask.
In very him fashion, just kind of like covers his face a little bit and ninja shadow steps like kind of out of everything until we get to the room, because he's like, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. I am very uncomfortable in this situation. I might snag a drink from behind the bar on my way over.
Nice. So
Me one
I
too.
know that Hoshi is about to probably send me a deluge of text.
Yep.
I know what Rena's doing. I know what you two nerds are doing. Nerds. By which I nerds, which I mean in the most loving way possible, since we're all rolling dice together, you know. Molly, what are you doing?
I don't think Molly knows what to do because this is probably her first time in like.
For real though, because it's a nightclub and I would have no idea either. Like not a clue.
Rena will saunter over to Molly and be like, wait, you've never been in a place like this? I know just the table, and we're gonna go to a specific table in the
I know just the
order drinks.
So Molly probably just grabs Rena's hand so then she doesn't get lost and just like makes her way like, please help me, and just like take her over to the table so she can sit and just like people watch
Yes.
because she doesn't really know what else to do.
You get handed a baggie, don't take it.
Rena
Well,
will
why
order
not?
a street. I'll order a
I
street.
mean, if someone's being nice and trying to be my friend and they give me a little gift, why shouldn't I take it?
Oh
That's-
no.
That's what they're
Hopefully, it
doing.
doesn't have your name on it.
Listen. like
Molly is that person that needs a babysitter at a nightclub
right,
because she will take everything
right.
from everyone.
On the way home from surgery, my mother-in-law said, hey, you might need some pain meds, and hands me a little container from her car. And she goes, there's, I think she said Aleve in there, I think. I get home, I open it up. There are two different kinds of pills in there. Neither of them look like the kind of thing that's on the outside of the jar. And I ran that by Amber. And she goes, well, yeah, you got your pain medication from a little old lady. Like, and I mean, like, it's not wrong. Yes, I'll just get medicated.
Slightly off topic. Four seems pretty used to being in nightclubs for some reason.
Because
Party
they sell
prop.
booze, right? Because they sell booze in a place
completely
like that.
unrelated to alcohol.
Okay, but not
That's
completely
McDonald's.
unrelated.
Well,
Almost completely.
in terms of being comfortable, unrelated. I didn't
he's
send you a
not
deluge.
shit-faced drunk, and that's why he's comfortable.
Yeah.
I did not send you a deluge, but I did send you a message.
Yes, I see that.
He's pretty used to being in them for one reason or another.
Oh, sure.
Tanamichi's definitely clocking that.
Or where are you
in the
headed in
shadow.
all this nonsense? Rather, when you and Kai are busy working out your physics conversation. Kai, are you going to tell us what this physics conversation is about?
I am deliberately
Outside of the vagary that is physics?
I am deliberately withholding the details, but I will try and share with everyone that this is probably going to end up being a huge problem for us in the future. And we need to have a chat with the handlers as soon as we get back. Absolute confidentiality. Definitely not telling Rena anything.
Oh, we still have the guy.
That
with
feels
us too.
very specific. Like,
I forget. We still have the guy with us. That I have to send off.
Oh,
the
honestly,
We have to punt him away as soon as we get away from
I
the
was
building.
gonna say I would probably Tanamichi as soon as entering this place has been like hauling him with us
Mhm.
with like stuff covering his ears so he doesn't know what we're talking about.
Mhm.
And then would have just like set him down at a table and then done the shadow.
We still need
Nice.
to try to drop him off at one of the little Tory gates. However,
Yeah.
this was priority getting to safety. So
You bet.
Mhm.
The nightclub is
Please
a
not stand on my
busy
keyboard.
adorableness. Cats cheat because cats can do literally anything and be cute. Cats can be in mid excretion and they're still adorable, and it's not acceptable.
Mhm.
So Kai, how long do you think this very vague and fine keep your secrets conversation takes? A few minutes, 20? What are we looking at?
Depends on how long it would take. For probably, now that he's sober, not very long. I just need a point of reference to calculate potential blast radius.
It's an explosive thing? Four is probably your guy. Like,
yeah. Well, it's not necessarily. Yeah.
What I heard was it's not an explosive thing.
Yeah. I basically tell him, in short, I need you to help me calculate the hand of God.
How very Oppenheimer of you.
Mhm.
There's not something I thought I was going to say today. Like,
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
yeah, sure. And Four's like, sure, yeah, WMD,
Yeah.
sure, sign me up. Like,
Yeah,
Won't be the
I
first
will-
time.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. The second, in order to make sure I get his attention, I'll be like, Professor Brickton, I need your help.
You are my only hope. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oliver's like, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
And then once I have that, no further details, I will leave him on his way, and then I'm going to go track down Hoshi.
You bet. You go find Hoshi, who is busy. The word grilling is probably not strong enough a word. Pressing her parents into the great panini press of family guilt. Just
Is there any other kind?
no.
Oh.
You just
No.
sear them with the shame. You know what I mean? You leave nice crispy grill marks on the side, both sides of your parents.
That's the goal right now, for
Right.
sure.
The gooey cheese of retribution. So while you're
Ew.
busy, grilling them, and Kai comes over to see that. Kai, you're a reasonably emotionally aware guy, I think, at this point. Which is to say, armed with the immediate understanding that this is a very private thing. Do you butt in? Do you sit down? Do you take a chair next to, but not at the table? How does Kai react to what is very much a time-sensitive private conversation that's being held in public?
It's in a private room.
Well, sure. Sure.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's a private conversation in the privatest place we can be while in public.
In a public place, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
But that also means that Kai can't take a chair in the room, in the space without being in the room with you.
correct.
And I just don't know if that's the kind of thing. Like, there's great opportunity for Kai to decide to role play how he deals with a moment like
and
this.
her parents are definitely, so far, unless Jay adds something to the message, not answering, and she is getting frustrated.
Yes, I see that.
She is getting
So frustrated. We used a W. Frustrated.
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 I so little tiny me apparently walked in circles yelling "Dan it, Dan it, Dan it" over and over until my mom came over and wanted to know why I
That's
was
adorable.
and I said, because that way you stay when you frustrated. So I am channeling toddler me.
Adorable.
Yes, I am.
So I'm basically at this point. Kai is watching the clock like a hawk, and kind of is rapidly running out of patience, because other things on their mind at this point, coupled with Hoshi. We're getting up to a point where Kai is uncertain whether Hoshi is prioritizing resolving her family stuff or fulfilling the mission. And
I think there's a reasonable concern.
and is essentially going to put that in the bluntest terms possible. If you're done, like, raking your parents over the coals for whatever decades of abuse and trauma probably took place, we still have a.
She's gonna look at you with that and go, "Oh, that's not what this is about."
I don't care.
I know.
Your parents will spring from the table and go, "Let's go with that," and just leave the room.
Oh no, you two.
We
Sit the
need
fuck
you
down.
for the like. And she's gonna turn to you and go, "It is related to the mission, and it is related to what I do in the mission. But I only have this moment with them before we have to go off and do the rest of it."
And we have like 3 moments until my entire version plummets into the fucking moon.
Mom will raise an eyebrow and go, "I'm sorry, what?"
Refuge, which we mentioned before. We need the substance. And then the building was going to blow up.
Yes, apologies. I almost lost a child, and my bad.
Oh yeah, just one.
Yes, just one. And then Dad elbows her in the arm. She goes, "I mean, second one." And goes, the substance you what? No, fine. The substance that makes Refuge work is gold, isn't it? We have tons of it, like an unreasonable amount of it.
Yes, and we need some, and we need a lot.
Some. Why are we talking to us? Take some.
From just stealing it out in public, or are we able to purchase some? Are we able to be gifted some?
She'll pull out what is like a checkbook, but bigger and fancier than that. What is essentially like a fancy writ of acquisition. Scribble one. Here you go. Take it. Go take whatever you need.
Wait, it's just gold?
It's just gold. Yeah.
I've heard of gold. You didn't have to beat around the bush about it being.
Oh no, you went all robotic there.
So above table, you don't just need gold. You need metric tons of pure gold. But yes, just gold. You live on the space station doesn't have any on it.
She's gonna hand the check to you and say, "Honestly, Rena might even know where to go get some." So, Kai has the check.
I can't hear you, Kai.
Wait,
what was that?
Who is the check?
I said, I bet she does.
She just handed a check for whatever amount of money
is required to buy whatever amount of gold.
To buy
like an Iron Man blank check.
Kai.
Right.
Okay, I thought I heard Rena got it, but Kai got it.
No, I'm saying Kai got it, and then I said I bet Rena knows where to get some.
Got it. Thank you.
Speaking of, do you people see? You people, if you were to wander around, you'll notice that Rena seems to have sort of wandered off into the club somewhere.
Probably.
She's not physically present in this room, and a quick scan of the club will see that Rena is not. She's not at the bar. She's not dancing. She doesn't appear to be chummying up to anybody. She doesn't appear to be physically present. Granted, there's a lot of people in this club, but still.
Also, if after that interaction, Hoshi's mom wants to leave, she's going to let her. She's going to try to keep her dad in the room.
You bet. Your dad will put up a fuss, but will not. He'll cave a little bit easier than you might think.
Yep.
As a reminder, she did take Molly with her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
You bet.
So are both Molly and Rena missing then?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, missing is a strong word. They're probably still here.
We are widely separated at this.
Right.
Misappropriated.
Right. Misplaced. So your mom will leave the room. Right when your dad, when you go to like break them up, right? Your mom will glare at your dad and then sort of do the glare that says, the glare tells you what I want you to say and what I don't want you to say, and I trust, given our relationship so far, that that's going to be good enough. And then she's going to leave the room. It will not be good enough.
Great.
Your dad will sit back down and be like, "Okay, listen.
What happened?"
She's a plant.
Hey. How? Where? Why?
So you know that children's book that you both really liked?
Yes.
So real place, mutagenic plants. Your sister's a fern. See you next time.